Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the 3Mers live on a Thursday, the big build-up show. We've done the short one. This is the one where if you want to come on, not every week we get people. Obviously, we're still quite a small channel, but if you do want to come on, talk West Ham, talk what you feel ahead of the Leicester City game, maybe even touch on the Newcastle game if you want to come on. Let me know. It'd be nice to have you on the show and to talk about West Ham, guys. So yeah, it is the Leicester game. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough game on Monday night. They're a good team. As I've discussed, you know, they are the media darlings. A team that, you know, have high ambitions of top four. They've been very close last couple of seasons. Won the FA Cup. Just won the Community Shield as well. A very well-run football club. You know, people were pointing out to me the other day, saying, "Oh, look, you big Leicester up quite a lot," and that you know, they do sell their best player quite a lot. Maguire, Mahrez, Kane, at the time, Drinkwater, etc. But I've got to say that, you know, they've replaced very well. You know, that they have a plan in place. They may have sold their best player nearly every year, but every year they've always stayed up in that top 8, top 6, haven't they? And if not further. So that's what you get if you get a real run football club. Listen, if I will go in the comments in a minute. Sorry, guys, I just comment caught my eye there. If West Ham are to sell Declan Rice next year, you know, that's the sort of way you have to do it. You've got to be there, ready to identify. Okay, let's just go into the comments, guys. Gaza says, hi, Gaza, mate. Thanks for commenting on all the videos. Everyone that has been commenting, I know Gaza comments on nearly every video. Good evening. Well, it's good morning here, mate. It's only quarter to 11 here in the morning. Just got back from my walk. You probably see it if you watch my video. I'm bloody shattered now. I've done about 4,000 or 5,000 steps this morning. Absolutely shattered. Does Diop come into the team instead of Dawson? Yeah, I suppose there's a shout for that. Maybe need a bit more pace because Vardy's an absolute nuisance, isn't he? But then maybe someone like Dawson's better for going through someone like, you know, being a little bit more stronger with him, where Diop's the more pacey one. But has he got that know-how to get the better of someone like Vardy? When did Dawson make his debut? Was it in that game? Was it in that Leicester game where we played really, really well against them? Was that his debut? So maybe we can have the same sort of performance. Good morning, Luke. Good morning, live chat squirrels. Hope you are well. Yep, good channel, Forged from Irons. Please go and subscribe to them, guys. All right, Luke, yes. And all right, yes. Luke, I think you've done a typo on Twitter. It says you are free from 11 till 2:30. So I thought I meant to 2:30 tonight. No, yeah, 11. Yeah, 11, mate. 11. And morning. Hope you're well. Morning, Andy. Foxes are a well-run club. They certainly are, mate. Morning. So, guys, you know I do this. I go through all the comments. Morning. David says, if we are to sell Rice next summer, and we all know we will, then we need to have a replacement in before and get a wedge cash for Rice, or we'll just get our pants pulled down. That's right, mate. That's where, you know, you need to be going and getting like that Basuma, or if you want to be really ambitious, try to get someone like Phillips out of Leeds. Did you see the video of Mitrovic winding up the Millwall fans after they won? I did, mate. I did. I think I actually retweeted it, actually, if I remember. I'm fine, thanks, and I hope you're well. Yes, that's good to see, Nick. Go and get Burge on loan from Sheffield United with an options if they don't come back, which they won't on last night. Yeah, that's another good shout. Someone like Burge. Debut was Southampton away in December. Really? Was it December? That's mad. Okay, right. So this is a site that I always use, guys. They finally put their preview up. Their preview wasn't up when I did my preview the other day. So just a quick one for you guys. I doubt anyone will want to come on today, but who cares? Right. So yeah, this site is brilliant because I just love the way that they set up all the lineups and everything. So They reckon we'll play a 4-2-3-1, and they'll play more or less exactly the same, a 4-2-3-1. They've made no changes for us from the game at the weekend against Newcastle. And they've got Pereira, Vestergaard, they reckon will come in. Obviously, Armty played the first game. Shunchu, Thomas, Ndidi, Tillemans, very strong. Perez, Madison, Barnes and Vardy, very, very strong. You know, their front three, very, very strong. Our front three, very, very strong. Two centre midfielders, Rice and Soucek versus Ndidi and Tillemans is also a very, very good battle there. Pereira's very good coming down the right-hand side, so that'll be a bit of a test for Cresswell. Soufal, Barnes and Thomas to deal with, but obviously Bowen will help him out there. Dawson, Vardy, Madison, you know, they've got to deal with that, same Oggy. But this is a great battle, that Rice and Soucek versus Ndidi and Tillemans. Really, that is a top battle. Antonio, very tall, tough centre-backs. You know, he's going to have to get his bullying boots on, get the weights out this week. But I expect him to, you know, give him a battle. Maybe running at someone like Thomas could be interesting. And this man, obviously, performances are just getting better and better every game. So probable lineup statistics compared: 4 goals, 3 assists. Our average age is 28.5. Theirs is 26. We just do them on height by 5 centimeters, was that, or 5 millimeters? So we just do them there. They just get slightly more shots than us. Our aerial duel success is a lot more. Obviously, we're a very, very tall side. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting battle for them. They've got quite a lot of injuries. So some key ones there as well. Madison is doubtful. Johnny Evans, obviously. Castanig, James Justin, very good. For final, obviously, done his legs, didn't he? In terms of team news, it says David Moyes is unlikely to make any changes. We thought that anyway. And Bono is fit to start. Lanzini made the bench get Newcastle to leave. Arthur Massawaker was the only injury concern. Fabianski kept his place in goal despite Areola. I don't think we'll see Areola in goal until the Carling Cup or the Europa League, and then maybe he'll push on. Summer signing Vestergaard is expected to make his full debut for Leicester on Monday. Bertram might miss out because of COVID. Luke Thomas set to continue at the left-back area. Jane Madison took a knock against Wolves and will be needing to be assessed. And Samure could replace Madison if he is to be taken out. Their prediction is West Ham came from behind twice to beat Newcastle 4-2. Leicester followed up their 1-0 win at the Community Shield 1-0 victory at Wolves. Both clubs have ambitions of cracking the top floor, though Leicester are certainly better placed to do that. West Ham actually won both games last season, and their prediction is 2-2. The people that use this website thinks that it will be between Vardy and Benrahma, who will be the main man. But yeah, there we go, guys. Interesting. I like that site. I really, really do like that site. Okay, right. So back in the comments. Sorry, guys, if that bores you a little bit, that bit, but I really love that website. Okay. Did you see Rio pushing United to get Dex again? Mr. West Ham face of PIA. Yes, and I love, for those of you guys that got fantastic views, we got about nearly 3,000 views for that video, the TalkSport one. Simon Jordan pulled him up on that, pulled up that Philip Beard on the Rio Ferdinand stuff, saying like you're got someone who's been calling for Declan Rice to be leaving West Ham the whole summer, and you've brought him in as the West Ham representative. And if you notice on his Twitter as well, and listen, nothing against Rio. Listen, if he's Man United, that's it. He's a Man United fan now. I'm not a big fan of him, to be honest with you. But at no point at the weekend did he say, what a fantastic win for West Ham. It was all Bruno this, Pogba this. You know, there was never go on Antonio. Or, do you know what I mean? There's never that. At least, you know, you've got people like Trevor Sinclair and stuff like that that are always bigging up West Ham and stuff all the time. Can we just sign Mitrovic based off that? A couple of years ago, I would have had him. Proper nasty little geezer, and I would have had him a couple of years ago. Morning sunshine. So from how it seems, we are still GSB out and now buying no. Yeah, mate, that's the way it seems, doesn't it? You know, it's that classic line. As I said, mate, don't jump out of the frying pan into the fire. It's got to be the right owners. We don't want another 5 years of this. It needs to be right. Let's get Fabio Cavalli. Yeah, didn't he look good the other night? Didn't he look good? What a player he looks. Would be fantastic if he could come on. Send me the link. Can come on for 5 minutes or so in the London office. Okay, mate, bear with me. Right, so Andy's going to come on in a minute. You can only come for 5 minutes, sadly, but don't mind that. I'm a little surprised we haven't got a few freebies like Nikola Makasimovic. You've got me pronouncing the name there, mate. Formerly of Napoli, Serbian centre-back. Also, why is Jerome Boateng still available? Quite unbelievable, in my opinion. What centre-back he's been as well. You can go and get Lewandowski for 100 million, apparently. What's the latest view on Lingard? I don't want to go on about this as it's very boring, but we haven't heard anything today. You assume that talks are going on, mate, and hopefully he does sign at some point. Right, I'm going to stop the comments there. I will go back to your comment, John Kerno. Okay, that's where I'm at. Andy, how's it going, mate? I know you was up at Newcastle on Sunday. What a day that was, mate. What a fantastic day that was.
I'm still recovering, mate.
And you was at Friday Night Pint as well, so you had a good weekend last weekend.
Oh, mate, you should have come. It was such a good event on Friday night as well.
Oh, well, the next one, I'm definitely there. The next one, because they will definitely do another one. I assume it was a massive success, so I'll definitely be at the next one.
Yeah, they're doing one in December, but we had an exclusive. They've got a special guest in December, but I'm not allowed to name it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, definitely, I would love to meet everyone. I really would love to meet everyone. So yeah, I'll try and get to the next one.
Jimmy Walker said he's going to be in the crowd on the next one, so he's still going to turn up. What a bloke he is.
That's fine. That's fine. And I heard there was quite a lot of YouTubers there as well at this one. Yeah. Like Russ and that was there, weren't he? So that was a good one.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. It was an amazing event, and like you said, I've been speaking to people for so long on Twitter, and it's just nice to put a face like me and you. When the next home game, I'll definitely go. We'll come and say hello.
So Leicester the weekend, mate. Tough game, but we did do the double over last season. It was a bit lucky the weekend, I have to say. If Adama Traore had his shooting boots on, could have been a different score. What do you make of the game, mate? First home game of the season, Monday night, under the lights. Over to you.
Of all the stuff what's going on, I know protests, I think, and stuff are scheduled on Monday. In my opinion, they should be scheduled after the window shuts. I don't really want the negativity. I know we're all GSB out and the lack of transfers, but at the end of the day, like Newcastle, we all just went there and backed the team. There was a few banners. I don't know whether Sky cut it out, but there was a few F off Golden Sully a few times. Yeah. I know Sky cut it out, but there was a few Hammers United people with the banners as well. But we just let the players do the talking and got behind the team. I know we're all against it, but I just want it to stop as soon as we get in the ground, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's it. It's the classic, and it's support the team, not the regime. You know, before the game, after the game, but during that 90 minutes, we get behind them boys. Because at the moment, that team is there to be proud of, mate. It's a team to be proud of at the minute.
Oh, mate, I've got so much stick because I've backed him since day one, and that's 4-0. And I've seen a few people saying he had a terrible game, but when you're there, I'm not saying that when it's on Sky, it's a bit different. But when you're there, you just see the stuff he does off the ball, and he's just a workaholic. And he reminds me. I know, it's a bit of a statement to make. He reminds me of a Modric at Tottenham. He was brought in further forward, and look, he's probably one of the best CDMs in the world. I'm not saying Fornals is a CDM, but he's stepped back and he's heavily involved. I don't know about you.
He's adapted his game, isn't he? He's adapted his game. You know, he come in as a tricky left winger who's supposed to be the nice passy player, but he's a hard worker, and his passing's coming on something else all the time.
That ball for the penalty incident was second to none to two foul. I couldn't believe it. So, but no, I'm buzzing, mate. I'm buzzing.
Definitely. So the Leicester game, mate. Who do you fear at Leicester, or who do you like? Should I say? Who do you like and who do you fear?
Pereira, the right back. Love him. Oh, another player we missed out on. I think they hardly paid anything for him. Good. Yeah, there's a few, mate. There's a few I love. Vardy, obviously.
Yeah, not when he plays against us, because he's an arsehole when he plays against us. But I'd love to have him at our club.
If we had the dough, Maddison for me. Is the
We missed
missus.
out. That's another one we missed out on.
But no, mate, they've got some great players. They've got Iniacho,
Yeah, I love Ndidi. I love Tillemans. Tillemans is a top
Vestergaard.
player.
What a signing that is!
Oh,
What a
mate.
signing that is.
Soonchu's a fantastic centre back as
Yeah.
well. Decent goalie. They're good all over, to be honest with you. All over the pitch.
Who's their left? I've got I can never say his name. Cansanio and
Yeah,
Thomas, haven't
he's
they?
out at the minute, innit? I think it's a geezer called Thomas at the minute
Yeah,
playing.
he scored a volley, great volley, I think, at Old Trafford. No, mate, everywhere they were workaholic. Yeah, I reckon it'll be an even game. I reckon it'll be an attacking game, and if it's anything to go how we were at Newcastle, it could be 4-4, could be 4.
Yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean? It wouldn't
mate.
surprise me.
There's some great battles all over the pitch, like you say, mate. Tillemans versus Rice, Soucek versus Ndidi. There's some real good battles out there. Where do you think we win this game, though? Had you go and beat Leicester? What we got to do to beat Leicester?
Set pieces, mate. In my opinion, I think it will be set pieces will be the decider. I know that it's Vestergaard. Obviously, if Vestergaard plays, he's a unit.
He's giant, isn't he? He's a giant.
6'7", I think.
Yeah.
But no, set pieces for me. But I don't just mean corners. I mean direct free kicks. I think Creswell, I love him to bits. He's got a wonderful left foot, but I'd like to see Ben Rama have a few strikes. Do you know what I mean? In and out of the box, because I know he's got some whip on it as well. And I remember
he was fantastic, wasn't he? He was fantastic in the Newcastle game. He was so good.
Yeah, I think. I know, was it you or Paul? I can't remember who you said who was not on Ben Rama's back, but
no, it was Paul. Yeah. Mate, I wanted to sign Ben Rama, mate. I was backing him the whole time.
Yeah,
Paul,
I didn't say I didn't want Ben Rama to sign, but I think he got a bit of stick, which he thoroughly deserved, the same as any other player. When you're not, I get what they're saying. Like, if he's only playing one game here and there, then he's not playing match fitness, but his end product, and Dave and X said it on their podcast, and I sort of agreed what they're saying. I wasn't saying he wasn't fit for us or the team, but his end product this season is totally different, including pre-season. He's looking up.
I think the goal, mate. I think the goal that he scored, like, was his first goal against Brighton? Was it last year? His first ever goal. Yeah. I think that the weight has just been like lifted. And then because he had a good pre-season and he's got that goal early against Newcastle.
But I agree with what Dave and X said as well. It's like he didn't have a pre-season with us as well, mate. He's just come in on like the last week or so of the window.
Weren't playing for Brentford in the pre-season, was he? No, he did play. He played that cup game because he nutmegged that geezer at Fulham. That wonder goal.
I've been a Ben Rama fan, but like when the other players are performing better, and everyone's sort of turning their nose up at Lingard, mate. I'm all over that. You need competition, and why can't they work together? Do you know what I mean?
Mate, I really think we're going to give the Europa League a good go. I could be made to eat my words like 3-4 months' time. But I think if you've got like Lingard, you've got Ben Rama, you've still got the ability to play a good team in the Europa League. Because I think that Okaflex geezer as well, I think he's going to get a chance as well. He looks good, doesn't he?
I don't know if you saw my video, what I've done on Forge the other day, and we was looking at players who we could buy who we've not been linked with. I was sitting next to a Chelsea fan who's opposite, and I said, Emerson, that's who I want. We need to go out at Chelsea.
We do a job for us, mate. You do a job for us, yeah.
And he can play on the wing as well. Like, these are the players that we should be linked with. And I saw Gatesy in the comments, which is a little bit further down. Yeah, free transfers, mate. This is what we should be. Boateng's still available. Like, do you know what I mean? Someone.
I know. It's I know he's a bit older, but like I look back to when I was younger, mate. We picked up like Stuart Pearce when he was 35, Nigel Winterburn when he was 36, but they were still top, left backs. And Rufus Brevitt was a decent little player when he was with us. Chrissy Powell, yeah, that's another one. Mate, it was all like 30,
Mackay.
But they were still good.
I know, mate. It's ridiculous.
It's still good.
It's ridiculous. But no, I'm buzzing, mate. And like, I just love the Twitter family. It's just such a long wait, like 8 days until the next. Since we played on the thingy. But the way I see it is, under the lights, that bubbles, mate. I was saying on Friday night, when Friday Night Pint, I said it on Gates's show, they played bubbles, and there was only like 90 of us in there. But mate, I got emotional, mate. Just a group of blokes singing bubbles, and then when I got to the ground, obviously I was with Jazz and was walking up, saw young Jake as well. And I was walking up, and like as soon as we all started singing bubbles and that, my heart and everything. I literally, I was like a kid at Christmas. I was just so happy and buzzing, and I just
No,
can't wait
it's
for Monday.
great, mate. It's so good that we can all go back now. I can't wait to get back over there in a few months'
You're not
time.
a season ticket holder, are you?
No, mate. When I had my daughter, obviously I've stopped going, but I'm looking
Right.
at games. You know, like I always try
Right.
to
I'll
go.
tell you what. I'm in a group of 6 of us, and if someone can't go, I'll let you know, and you can come with me.
Oh
All
yeah,
right?
mate. That'd be lovely, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Last question for you, mate. Actually, I've got two for you. So,
Yeah,
what's
go
your
on.
prediction for the for Monday?
3-1 West Ham.
Mate, I'll bite your hand off, mate. Bite your hand off.
I like what was that? What was that quote? What you said? I was the same. I said that about Lingard. Lingard's going to sign. I hope that's not the question again, because I saw your show the other day.
No. I know your feelings on Lingard. What I was going to actually ask you is that the draw for the Europa League's next week. Who do you want to see at the app, mate?
Celtic or Rangers? Uber Eats, man.
I want to see that. That needs to happen. That Marseille
And Lazio. Can you imagine that? Lazio,
mate,
Celtic
that'd be incredible
against Anderson as well.
Oh, it'd just be incredible because it's like the Pallid Kenio derby as well, isn't it? I think he's gone. Oh no, he's still there. Well, I'll let you go, mate, and
Against
get back
Anderson
to work.
as well. Luke Anderson.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Yeah, enjoy work, mate.
Sorry.
That's right, mate.
I think that's the cue. I think everyone's people are calling me. Sorry.
I'll see you later, mate. Take it easy.
Take care.
Right, let's go back to the comments. So John Kerno says, I think we'll struggle to get Rice's replacement this season. Yeah, we will do this season. We've got to go next season, obviously. Randolph is trying, like Agent Vlad, to get Jesse. I did see that. Depending on this season, I can see us keeping Rice beyond 2022. Like I said, it all depends on this season. My fear is that teams will have a little bit more money next year. Obviously, teams have spent their 100 millions this year. Looks like City may go and get Kane, and they've already got Grealish. So City, we could probably rule out. Chelsea have had Lukaku. Will they get enough players at the door to get a player in like Rice this late? I don't think so. Same in Manchester United, they need to get players out the door to raise money. But we're talking next summer, and they've got a whole new transfer budget. Players are out the door. That's when it's going to be difficult. But we just have to play the same games that Aston Villa have played, the same games that Leicester play with Maguire, the same games that Daniel Levy's playing with Harry Kane. He's our player. He's contracted. We're not selling unless it's the 100 million. And that's how it has to be now. Whether Simon Jordan thinks he's 100 million, whether me and you think he's 100 million, he's worth 100 million to West Ham. And that's all I've got left to say on that one. We ain't seen any quality signing to suggest it would make Rice want to stay. There's that as well, mate. We have to make him stay. We could have we could have a fantastic season with a small squad. But as my video yesterday about Antonio with the Jamaica stuff, he's got another potentially 14 games to play. 8 of them could be for Jamaica. Then you've got the Europa League if we're going to go full strength in that. It's going to be tough, mate. We should go to Marseille and get Kaleta and Kamara for 25 to 28 million. Yeah, I did read that they're available rather than spending the same amount on Zuma, although I get that he's Premier League proven and an upgrade on what we have. Yeah, and I don't know whether you see Gonzo's video from a few weeks ago, sorry, where he said that Moyes loves a player that needs to prove himself. That's slightly fouled at slightly fouled at top clubs, and he likes to bring them sort of players in. So Zuma fits that mould. Rio is just in it for an ambassador's fee. I agree, guys. If you do want to come on, like Andy, the link is in that chat somewhere. That is the link you have to click on. HTS, but bang on what they said to Beard. He was flapping his guns. He was, mate. There's an actual video now as well. There's a couple of videos where you actually can see Beard as well, not just the audio. And he's like, ain't got a Scooby, mate. What's going on? And it just kept going back to, I don't know whether the key bit of that interview. So sorry, John, I will come back to this comment. The key bit of that interview for me is the bit where he was talking about, it's a great weekend of sport, the cricket, the boxing, a great win for Brentford. And it only Jim White mentioning that West Ham beat Newcastle when he just went, yes, and the cricket. Like, he didn't go, oh, yes. What? Like, if you were a proper media, like, God, you know, like proper silver tongue, at that point, if I was Philip Bidd, I'd go, oh, yes, it was a fantastic win for West Ham. And this is the sort of thing we'd be developing on that great team they've got already. We'll be working hard to bring in more players to keep Declan Rice and da-da-da-da-da. And he didn't. He I don't know, he completely flopped that. He completely flopped that interview. We shouldn't be wasting 20 million on CDM this season. No, not this season. Not this season. But next summer if Rice is to go. Randolph is our new in the know. Diego Costa on a free. Tut Sully. I do like Diego. I don't know what sort of player we're getting now, but I do love Diego. Luke, I am your father. Trust me, when your name is Luke, you hear that joke every day of your life and probably till the day you die. But I've got to say, I like Mark Hamill. But shall I tell you a secret actually on that? I have never, and you're probably all going to be shocked now, I have never, ever watched a Star Wars film. Never. I'm not into spacey sci-fi stuff. I tried actually very recently. I tried because I got Disney Plus for my daughter, and I tried to start watching the Star Wars, and I didn't like it. I've never watched like a Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. I just don't like them sort of films. Marvel films, love them. Superhero films, love them. Gangster films, love them. But anything like, I don't like them. And everyone's laughing at that. Thank you, guys. I'm with you, Andy, on For Nows. Yeah, thanks, Andy, for coming on, mate. He's always such a top guy, Andy. I'd like to, he's a good guy. Agree with Andy. Shame James ain't about. I think if we can be a top mid-table by November's Eve, New Year's Eve, what am I reading? I think we'll finish top 7. Yeah, it'd be nice again, as I said, mate. What I really loved about last season, as much as the finish was fantastic, it was great to finish in the top 6, top 7. We were safe. We were safe by February. End of February, we were safe. That is such a great feeling because then you can really just push on and just go for it. Relax, sort of play with freedom. And if we are in the latter stages of the Europa League, fingers crossed, or we have a little bit of luck and go a little bit longer in the FA Cup, if you're safe in the league, it takes that away. You can really go and focus on them cup games. Absolutely, Fono is very underrated. Gives 110% every game and leaves it on the pitch. Yeah, he's a top player. He's a top player. So I'm just making sure I don't miss any comments here. I think our lack of signings is down to Moyes, not GSB. DS is probably panicking that David Moyes hasn't brought anyone in, and I reckon that's how Ben Rama came in. There is some definite merit in that comment, mate. There's definitely is. I do believe that Sullivan will want to sign players because he knows it takes the pressure off him a bit. But Moyes, we know he's so particular and so thorough. Fred going through every single thing to get the right player. I like that. I really, really do like that. It seems that, we don't just look, there's a skillful player. He looks at the character of a player. He wants a leader. He wants a player that plays with his heart. So, but it's got to get done. Listen, what we on 19th now? Yeah, the transfer window closes the day before I go back to work. I go back to work on the 1st of September. So, yeah, 2 weeks to go. We need to start putting our finger out. We really do. Something needs to happen. I do think a couple of people, I don't know if he's in the chat, in a circle, always comments that transfer deadline day is going to be a roller coaster. It really, really is. Bids flying in everywhere. It was Sullivan who wanted Wilshere on a free. He spent more time looking at the treatment table. It's a shame. I understand why they went in for Jack. And listen, apart from when he left, he sort of slagged us off. I like Jack. I've always been a massive Jack Wilshere fan, and it's such a shame that it didn't work out for him because, he always said and I read the interview years ago before he signed for West Ham when he was young at Arsenal, saying that Paolo Di Canio was his hero. So I've always had a soft spot for him. But when he left and he slagged this off a bit, I didn't like that. they're very much a team that are happy to yo-yo, aren't they, Norwich? You know, they're very happy if they stay up, brilliant. But if they go down, they're always, you know, they're quite a well-run club, actually. Arsenal to get relegated. I'd love it, mate. I would absolutely love it. How many goals will Antonio score this season? I'm going 17 in all competitions. I said it the other day in my video, didn't I? If he stayed fit, mate, anywhere between 15 upwards. If he stays fit, I believe he can get anywhere from 15 upwards. I'm going to quote Duncan here, if he's in the chat. There's 51 of you watching. Let's get 51 likes. Let's get 50 likes. We're only a few away now, guys, from 3,500 subscribers as well, which is brilliant. You can, I don't usually big myself up, but you can see the work I'm putting into the channel. You know, I'm trying to do a video every day, loads of live chats, trying to reply to every comment, getting videos out there. So hopefully we get that 4K very, very soon. Wayne Rooney signing up for Sam Baldock and Revel Morrison for his juicing Derby team is quite interesting. Yes, Baldock, obviously ex-West Ham, and Revel Morrison. If you can get Revel Morrison playing well, which no manager has fully succeeded at, you've got a top player. But you don't see it for long enough, and that is the problem. Depends, and if he can stay fit long enough. Yeah, hit that like button. It only takes a second to help Luke out. Luke, do you think Fredericks will play a key part this season? I think so. Europe has a winger, and good to come close to close the game out. Yeah, Fredericks got a place. At the end of the day, we need someone there as cover. He's not going to get in front of Soufal in the league games, but you know, we need someone there, mate. I know you're quite a fan of him and keep saying about the wing play with him. We've seen him do that, the double up against Aston Villa last year with Grealish, with him and Soufal. So yeah, there's still a place for Fredericks, and I think every time he's come in last season, he did okay. He offers pace. Thank you. And Jordan says Oki Flex over Yarmolenko for 100%, mate. Yarmolenko's got one of the sweetest left foots I've ever seen. But that Oki Flex, he looks like a good player, mate. He really, really does. I was impressed with him in the Celtic game. He obviously scored that good hat-trick against Arsenal the other day. I believe he will get his chance. I do. I believe we will see him in the Europa League, Carling Cup games in a few weeks' time. And let's hope, mate. Let's hope this one is the one. You know, this is the guy that can get in that first team. We're due another one. We are due another one. Obviously, Rice and Ben Johnson. Looks like Connor Coventry may get his chance as well. So we're due another one to come through now. And we know Moyes likes playing the kids. You know, we know he likes to develop kids, but it has to be the right time. But yeah, very exciting young player. Looks good. Looks really, really strong. Looks very, sure of himself. Very good finisher. Very forward thinking and dynamic. So yeah, 100%, mate. I'd be all over that. Anything else, guys? Anything else? Been going for half an hour. Anything else? Lawrence, do you think we've got enough firepower from other positions if we don't get a striker? Yeah, mate. We definitely have goals in us. You know, when they're going through their purple patch and playing well. Ben Rama is capable of 10 goals a season. Gerald Bowen is capable of 8 to 10 goals a season. Who else we got? Antonio, obviously, 15 goals. Lingard, if he comes in, is capable of 10 goals. Souček is capable of 8 to 10. There's loads of goals in the team, but like you say, mate, they've all got to keep fit. Rice could probably dip in with 3s and 4s. Cresswell's 1s and 2s. Bonner's good for an header in the box, isn't he? We need Soufal to get his first goal, though, don't we? Would you rather Harry Kane or Lukaku? Good question. Lukaku, so he don't score against us. Nah. Listen, Harry Kane's a top player in terms of the fact that he was top goal scorer and top assist last year is a big thing. I've seen James just join the chat there. I'm going to bring him on in 2 seconds. Yeah, so Harry Kane. Probably, but I do like Lukaku as well. And we have goals all over the pitch. And what striker do you want to see? I'll tell you what, I'll bring in James on that one. That's a good question for James to come in on, actually. What striker do you want to see at the club, mate? Nice to join you again, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Origi, mate, is the man for me. I think he's massively underrated. I think like he's with Liverpool, and them front three are a good front three, or very, very good front three. And I think he don't get the appreciation really. I think he's got pace, not bad in the air, and I think he can score. I think he's a better finisher than Antonio, if I'm honest. In my opinion,
his finishing's improved, though, isn't it, though, mate? That finish on Sunday. That was a great goal. That was a great goal.
Yeah, but he's still at the post again, though, Luke. Do you know what I mean? The post hitter is back.
Let's start with a Newcastle game, mate, like I did with Andy. What did you make of that, mate? What a great performance that was.
Yeah, it was a good performance. Don't get me wrong, but the first half was all over the place. Like,
defensively, the first half we were shaky.
Right, absolutely. Like, was slow, static, and Dawson was terrible, mate. Right, and even Abona weren't no better. Right, I don't think Abona was fit either. But second half we come out and we got that goal earlier. Ben Rama got that goal, and then we just kicked into gear. Bit lucky with the pen, I've got to admit. If that was given against us, I think we would all be going berserk. That we've been given that against us. And then the fourth goal, great ball from Ben Rama, slide the play down into Antonio, and a striker's finish, mate. And I must admit, it was a good performance in the second half, but the first half was, it was like if you do that against Leicester on Monday, mate, then we might not get it back. So we've got to improve on that.
Yeah, we couldn't deal with that St. Maxim's pace, could we, at all, in the first half? He's a good player. I'd love him at West Ham. I would absolutely love him at West Ham.
He tore us to shreds in the first half, mate. Like, literally, anytime he got the ball, they was trying to double up on him, even treble up on him sometimes, and just couldn't get near him.
Mate. If you get too close, he'll turn you. If you back off him, he'll just do you anyway for pace.
Yeah. But I must admit, for the first game of the season, away at Newcastle, a place that we don't really win ever, it's a great win, great 3 points, I must admit.
Definitely. Yeah. So going into this Leicester game, mate, let's start with who do you like? Who do you like for Leicester, mate? What players do you like?
Obviously, you got to go with you got Vardy in there, you got Sinanchu in there. Who's that? Ndidi, I think he's a good player.
Good player.
Very, very, very good player. Obviously, Madison's in there and all.
They've got some good players as well.
Yeah, they've got some good players, Leicester. And Leicester's a sort of model that West Ham should be following, like with buying low, selling high, and progressing each year. Like 6 years ago, before they won the Premier League, they were fighting relegation. Yeah, and since then they've won the Premier League, won the FA Cup, got in the Europa League, got in the Champions League, and that's how we should be. Like, we should be progressing each year. So I think Leicester is a great model, but they've got great owners, mate. And when you look at their owners, they care about their club and they care about their community and all, and everything that what our owners don't do. So yeah,
I know the first game of the season, I don't know if you see it, mate. They give away a free beer or a free soft drink for all the fans. Like that, just little things like that means so much, doesn't it, to the fans?
Yeah, they give away a free scarf, I think it was also, and a free pint. Yeah, it's what it means to because what it is without the fans, the football club's nothing, isn't it? Let's be honest. West Ham without fans, as we see last year, is nothing. It's just 11 lads having a kick about in Stratford. Do you know what I mean? So
that's it,
So you've got to be realistic on it, and I just think with Leicester, I think the way they conduct their business. Like, we wanted Daka for ages. They would go out, pay £23 million for him and get him. And
that's it. They just went bosh. That's it.
Done, yeah.
Would you make any changes? Because some people are saying, would you bring Diop in for Dawson?
Yeah.
So you would, yeah?
100%, mate.
Any other changes?
I thought Dawson was very slow, Luke, if I'm honest. And the first goal, I think he lets the Wilson just run off him. Like, he's standing right in front of him, just lets him run off him. And then the second goal, the header, he actually moves out the way of it. I think he's going wide. He goes in the corner. I'd get Dawson out of there. I think you need pace at the back. And I can't understand why Diop didn't play the other day. I really can't. He played all pre-season. He played all right in pre-season. Yeah. And he gets dropped. So, I'll definitely play Diop, and I'd keep the team as it is. Like, Antonio, Ben Rama, Fornells, Bowen, Suchek Rice, back four of Cresswell, Cafal, Bonner, and then have Diop in there, and then obviously Fab. I would like to see Areola play, but it's a hit and miss one with everyone, isn't it? It's either what do you do? Like, do you bring Areola in? Like,
I think he'll come in at Europa League or Carling Cup, the first game of the Carling Cup, and if he does a bit of a worldie, I think he'll be the goalkeeper soon.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree.
So what do you think the score is going to be? I think it's going to be high scoring again. You were close with the. Was it you that said 3-2, or was that my mate? I can't remember. Someone said 3-2.
Yeah, I said it'd be I said 2-2 in the game against Newcastle. I knew it'd be high scoring because, like, obviously, like every time we play them, there's always high scoring game. This is a tough one, mate. I reckon. The problem is, Luke, and I will say this before I give you a prediction, is whether we've had no signings this week, and it looks like we ain't signing no one. If we go a goal down against Leicester, the fans could turn massively on the board, massively.
Yeah, I said that as well. I said that.
Yeah, and the problem is, it's not people saying, oh, because we're losing, I think. It's because we know we need, like, spend on us, like we need investment, and they're sitting there doing nothing. So this is a game where I think we can win it. I think this will be high scoring again. We need to score first in this one, though. So I think if we do a Newcastle again, we won't come back because they're a well-organised team at Leicester. But I'm going to say 2-1 to us, and that's me being my West Ham hat on. Do you know what I mean?
Be a great result, mate. If we can.
I think Ben Rama will perform in this game. It's his first game in front of the fans, so it'll be interesting to see how all the fans see with him playing. In front of everyone, and home crowd Monday night. It's a big game, mate. Because honestly, I think if we can win this one, then we've got Palace next.
We're flying, then.
Yeah, I mean, title contenders.
Well, anyone's better than Arsenal at the minute, mate. It could be worse. It could be Arsenal at the minute. That
is true, mate. That is very, very true indeed. You know what I mean?
So the draw for the Europa League's next week, mate. Next Friday. Who do you want, mate? Who would you like to see come out of that hat for us?
Anywhere local, really. If I'm honest, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I don't want us to be travelling to like Kazakhstan or Russia and all that sort of places. Wouldn't mind someone in Scotland, like if there's a Scottish team come out.
What about Marseille with Payet?
Oh, it has to be, isn't it, mate? If that'd be a game and a half.
The atmosphere would be amazing. The atmosphere would be incredible for that one.
But yeah, anywhere local, really, mate. I think, like, in regards of like even a team in Belgium, maybe, like Belgium team, a Dutch team or something. You know what I mean? So, because the reason being why I say that is I just don't want it to affect our Premier League form. If I'm honest, I don't want us to be going to these places like Ukraine or somewhere, and you've got to travel back on the Friday or late Thursday night, early Friday morning, and then. You know, it affects us on
it's a long old journey.
Yeah,
I do want Lazio as well. I definitely would love to have Lazio as well.
We'll probably get the group of death or something. Lazio, Marseille, and some other team.
Last question for you, mate. Obviously, we sort of knew about Antonio getting the Jamaica call up, and I don't know whether you seen my video yesterday. He will play potentially 8 games between now and Christmas for Jamaica. Again, you're talking about travelling, mate. He's going all the way over to bloody Caribbean to play football. Even more so, need a striker now. Even more so.
I just think it's a matter. It's not an if, it's a when he gets injured. In my opinion, there, like that's going to happen, Luke, at some stage. It's just whether or not how long we get him for. People say it's about Antonio with the Jamaica thing. He's been with us a long time. He hasn't even considered it like going international, and now he does at 31. And I'm not knocking him. But we need, like, it's not his fault that we've only got one striker at the club, so it all goes back to the owners again, doesn't it? Let's be honest. But yeah, if it is what it is, mate, at the end of the day, because there's players there that we need strengthening, and like, I can't stress enough. It's like, was it the 19th of August now? We're sitting the 19th of August.
Mate, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now.
And I honestly do believe, Luke, that I don't think we sign anyone for cash. I've always said that. Right?
Loan,
yeah, it's going to be a loan or free transfer.
I did read that Lingard might get offered a 1-year contract, and we take him on loan.
Yeah, Yeah, and honestly, it would not surprise me in the slightest, mate, because I just going off the subject of Antonio, because obviously it does affect Antonio because he's the only striker at the club. But if we don't bring anyone in at the end of this window, mate, there's drastically got to be questions got to be asked of why.
A massive, mate, and on Moyes as well. Not even just on Sullivan.
Yeah.
I like what Moyes is doing with the team and stuff like that. But Moyes needs to grow some bollocks and say, look, come on, I need these players. Go and sign them. If he really likes a player, he's got to go in there and say, look, do it. You're done.
See, people turned around and said about Milenkovic, like Moyes pulled the plug on it and all that. Honestly, I don't believe so, in my opinion, because why would you wait 2.5, nearly 3 weeks and then decide to pull the plug at the last minute? It just doesn't make no sense. The only reason, and I spoke to someone last night, funny enough, and they turned around and they said to me, the reason why he could have pulled the plug is he's got a budget, and the budget would have been shortened if they would have brought him in.
Because the agent fees.
Yeah, because the agent fees and all that. And he's working on a tight budget. But, you know what I mean? When you're looking at teams like Palace going out and paying £20 million for a defender, and we can't even attract one player to our club. It's very.
We've got Europa League football as well. Do you know what I mean? We've got Europa League football this year. We're quite an attractive side this year. Do you know what I
mean? And that's what I believe, though, Luke. But the problem is with that is if we can't attract anyone in the Europa League, when can we attract players to our club?
Exactly.
I think with Oko Flex playing the other day, I thought he done really, really well.
Looks good. Yeah, he looks tidy.
But then we've got a lot of youngsters that people keep raving about. I think his hand's gonna have to be forced eventually. I think his hand will be forced to play these, or get these players in. If someone gets injured, Baptiste in there or something. Do you know what I mean? And go. You know what? But it shouldn't have to be like that, though, Luke. As West Ham fans,
as a youngster, you should be eased in. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, you know, I always used to say it when I used to go West Ham. Back March time, that's when you get like Jermaine Defoe's getting put in there, Joe Cole's getting put in the team, and just gradually, when we're safe, he starts playing them. That's what you want to see.
And that's what it should be. That's the right logic. Like, you wouldn't have like Baptiste in there against someone like Lukaku. You got a world class. You know what I mean? You got a world class striker up against a novice, really, in his trade. So it's just one of them, really, at the minute. Honestly, if you said to me about the window right now, I think it's going to be loans and free transfers, and because I'll be stunned if there's any money.
Unless they pull something serious out the bag on that last day. But I just can't see it.
Yeah, I just think to myself, the only glimmer of hope that I've got is that last season that Ben Rama was late, Dawson was late, Cafal was late. They was all late signings, right? That's the only hope I've got. But if they don't, and then it's shocking.
We just got to hope we ain't got an injury before that window closes as well, because then like clubs know. Say Antonio breaks down on Monday, all of a sudden that striker premium goes bang, mate, like 20, 30 million pounds extra on top. And that's what it. Well, let's be honest, these transfers should have been done well before, well before. People were saying, you know what, we've just had the Euros, James, leave it, like bide your time. People are going on holiday and all that. The Euros are long gone there. Like we're at the start of the season, and I think what it is going to be like square pegs in round hole situation with West Ham at the minute. It's going to be like if Antonio gets injured, Bowen will go up front, or someone like that. And it just shouldn't be like that. Like I hope that I see someone like a Seema come through the door, or Origi. That's one obviously we're linked with. X did say, didn't he, Seema? I'd be up with Seema.
I think Seema's a great player, mate. I really do. 20 years old, power, pace, sell on value. He knows how to score goals, that lad. And I mean, he's an Antonio like reboot basically, but just younger, fitter, and fresher.
I see we're linked with I don't know if you see it. We're linked with a geezer called, I think his name's Flea or something like that.
Oh, Alexander Pella. Yeah.
Is that it?
Pella, yeah.
His goal scoring record's not good though.
Yeah, but he's not too bad though, Luke. Honestly, he plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany. I think
same club as Thingy was at, when it Reece Oxford was at that club, wasn't he?
Yeah. And he's not a too bad player. But for me, if I had to choose, I'd go and ask Liverpool for a loan, like a year loan for Origi. I just think
it's a no loss, is it? Do you know what I mean? If he does really well, we buy him. If he don't, he goes back.
Yeah, and that's what it should be. But we'll wait and see, mate. But honestly, I do fear for our transfer activities this summer. It's a shame, really.
If we don't sign anyone, it's going to be toxic as well in that stadium. That's the only thing.
It will be. It will be. If it starts to turn, fans will start chanting at them. I know they always do, but they'll be chanting even louder.
It'll just get worse.
And it'll get to a stage where it get volatile massively. So yeah, it's just one of them at the minute. But I hope that they're working behind the scenes and they're going, you know what, we're going to get in 2-3 players, because I think Moyes deserves it. Let's be honest.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. So do the players, mate. You know, like Rice and that. After such hard work, he deserves to see some good players coming in. Souček deserves to see it and all that. They need to see some good players. Gives the changing room a lift. If you see a good player walk through the door, like Lingard when he came through the door last year.
Yeah. Do you think they'll sign Lingard, Luke?
I think so, but I think it'll be late. I think it'll be really late. I think he'll just play a few games.
And do you think? I'll ask you this, Luke. This is a question for you. If Lingard does sign, does he start for you, and who does he replace?
Mate, that's such a hard question. I can't. I think someone asked me that the other day. I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know, because I don't want Benrahma taken out. And I think did I ask you this question last week? And you said Fornals. Yeah, you said Fornals covers Cresswell at left back, and that's why we need another left back. I remember you saying that. Yeah, and I do agree with you on that, but I don't know, mate. I don't know. I would love to see Lingard, Bowen, and Benrahma. That the runs would just be all over the place. It's really hard to defend against.
The only time that front three or front four ever played was against Arsenal last year, and within 32 minutes was 3-0 up, and we had literally smashed Arsenal to bits. The Fornals one's a tricky one with me, because what he does, hard working, passing, getting on the ball. I think if we had a better left back, and I've always said that, if we had a better left back in pace, going up and down, because pace kills Cresswell. For his set piece, delivery, passing, and all that, he's great. But when he's one-on-one with a fast player, it gets ruined. He proved it on Sunday with St. Maximin. They had 3 people over there because they couldn't handle him. So it's one of them ones, really. But if Lingard does come in, I don't think he's coming in to sit on the bench. Let's put it like that. I think he's coming to start.
No, he won't sit on the bench.
Do you know what I mean? Because he would just turn around and say, "Why don't I just stay in Manchester for that?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, mate. I'll let you go. Thanks for coming on, mate. I'll speak to you next week.
No worries, Luke. Take care, mate. All the best.
Mate. See you later. All right, thanks to James. Let's go through the comments finally again. Lawrence says, if we sign Lingard especially, yes, it's just mimicking what Liverpool do, as they don't technically play with a striker, either Salah, Mane, Neto, Firmino. Moyes is doing the same. Lukaku is too slow for the Prem. That's why he left Manchester United. Mbappe got loaned to buy. Who says no? Mate, Mbappe, Jesus Christ, who wouldn't want him? Scott, Lukaku coming in this year will be levels above. He does have some pace back. Yeah, I was really impressed with him during the Euros, to be honest with you. Good point, Sam. It can happen. It was the first game of the season. We come back well. Thanks for all these comments, guys. I will go through every single one. It's not even just Liverpool at Lawrence. Most of the clubs are starting to do it as well. Chelsea under Tuchel dropped Tammy Abrahams and just went with Werner. Man City hardly played a striker last year. Yeah, it seems to be the way football's going at the moment. You know, the striker's position is sort of dying out a little bit. Look, I watched the Wolves game on Saturday and they had some chances. They certainly did. Playing in Italy is a different ball game, yeah. You could argue, though, there's some really good centre-backs in Italy. It's slightly slower, but there's some top centre-backs in Italy. Do you think Sullivan will override Moyes and bring in some players himself? Moyes cannot expect to bring in first-team players every time, as we have a very good team. We need squad players. Potentially, mate, we've seen it before. We've seen him do it to players. We've heard Sam Allardyce say it. We think that Benrahma was potentially that last year as well. Leicester owners also paid for fans away travel a few times. That's just brilliant. You know, that's just top owners. Abbold only gives us false promises. Abbold moans about paying $50,000 for a flight to Everton, mate, last year. Scott, I've been watching him play, and his physical fitness is the best it's been. Don't forget what he did at Everton. Listen, Lukaku is still a fantastic player. Let's not get away from that. He is a top player. Many fans have said that Origi does not work hard enough for Moyes. He would only be a desperation signing. Maybe Moyes could chase him around and cowpoke him a few times in training. Leicester is a must-win. We need a silent, creepy, smug Lineker. I can't stand Lineker. Cannot stand a geezer. JP in the chat, legend. Good morning. Sully didn't want to pay for the team to travel. They didn't. I know Pete said it was 4-1 against Newcastle. Totally agree with you, James. Right, so I'm just drifting through. 2-1 as well. Ben Rama versus Ndidi will be interesting. Rumour has it that Fab will stay around in a coaching mode. Yeah, apparently he's been going to some of the kids' games. That's good to see. You know, maybe that's him sort of getting himself ready. Antonio will bully Soonchu. I guess we will see once he starts. Thanks for all the comments, guys. Thanks, lads. We'll win 3-1 against Leicester. I'll bite your hand off for that, mate. 3-1. I hope there was no negativity in the crowd. This team has no experience of toxic West Ham crowd. One wrong boo and they know what's going on and the confidence could collapse. Yeah, it won't be aimed at the team though, mate. It won't be aimed at the team. So spend some money. Should be sung on Monday. Hope they leave it outside the ground. 45 million I've heard. Away games are fine. It's our home ground that gets a bit jumpy. Attract more players with a better chairman. I've always said it would be loans. Do you think Moyes is unrealistic in his belief in only buying first 11 players? Yes, he is correct, but our 11 is great and difficult to replace. It's a fair point, mate. I suppose you can look at Tottenham, can't you, with their struggles to sign a backup striker for years because, you know, that striker knows he's not going to get in front of Harry Kane. You know, if a centre midfielder comes in, he's going to look and go, am I really going to play in front of Soucek and Rice? A right back, if we was to sign a right back, he's going to go, I'm not really going to get in front of Soufal. Antonio is the main man up top. It's tough, mate. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. You've got to maybe pad the team out a little bit, but they've still got to be decent players that Moyes will trust. I think that's the problem. 160 million loss in 18-19, 232 million in 19-20. We are in a financial mess. And it'd be interesting when the next accounts come out, mate. Jordan says flea or plea. I thought it was pronounced flea, like the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Under 23 strikers are not up to scratch. We've seen that with Oda Becker a little bit, didn't we, mate? We have got 2 fleas running the club. Oh, sorry, I've gone too far. I thought I said Anthony Joshua there. Tell Antonio he can't play for Jamaica. We play his wages. Would only come back injured, playing on our pitches. It's Moyes' fault for not buying 2 quality strikers. He has had 7 months. Mido Odebecker is a quality player. Just needs a bit of confidence. Hopefully he's a good player as he is on base. Oh, he's the bass player, is he? Sima, Kaletakar and Lingard. I'd be very, very happy with that, mate, if we were to pull that off. Jordan, I haven't seen anything to suggest he has the right attitude. Lingard doesn't start immediately for me. No, Lingard don't start. And JP says Lingard centre forward for Europa League. Good shout, mate. Depends what team we draw against. Obviously, we'll know that in about a week's time. Do we really have to go back to signing aging, injury-prone players with no selling value, as we have always done? We are not that club anymore. No, I'm just saying. What the point Andy was making was that there are players there. You know, if we can't get the players in that we wanted, you know, that Boateng, although maybe no real resale value, it'd still be a fantastic centre-back. You only have to look at Thiago Silva, who's 35. He was crucial for Chelsea in the end last year. And you look at someone like Cavani, 34, still doing stuff. That they can still offer a lot, these older players, without the resale value. I haven't seen anything to suggest he has a bad attitude. He trained during the Euros. Clayton says, we definitely need a priority left-back signing as well. Hearing Lavin Carusoa, yeah, that's the PSG guy, I believe, who has been linked with West Ham, has said to have been absent from training this morning. Be nice, mate. Be good one. Good one. you're always fairly decent if you played PSG. Will Moyes bringing the left back low. We are linked with one. Agree with Clayton there, JP. Why is Antonio even able to play for Jamaica? I believe it's his, his mum and dad, I believe, or nan and granddad, something like that. Yeah, they've got a decent side, Jamaica, though. They've got that Bailey, who's just signed for Villa, Ravel Morrison, Andre Gray, Antonio. Decent little side they've got there. You're right about the centre-halves from Italy. Even our best defenders right now, Bonner is from Italy. You know, they've got Cellini, Bonucci. They've got some top centre-backs over there. Wow, so many comments. But I will read every single one. Yeah, I just heard James say we need to sign a left-back. Maybe Sullivan didn't want us to get in Europe because he'd have to spend more money. It's true, mate. Those little them flights to Kazakhstan don't come cheap. I don't care about the board anymore. I'm interested in what's going on the pitch. Yeah, we just got to enjoy it. We've got to enjoy the team. That I love West Ham as a team again. I don't agree with the board and I don't agree with the way that it's run, but the team and the management, players, the way they play, I've fallen in love with West Ham again. Leicester will be a massive game. Just hope the fans react correctly and support the team. Antonio has Jamaican citizenship, probably through his parents or grandparents. In these days, liking Jamaican food seems to qualify you. 12 days left of the transfer window. Are we going to get anyone? Who knows, mate? I sort of agree with James a little bit that it'll be loans and stuff. Seeing worrying news of Antonio possibly called up for Jamaica next month, which he has to play 4 games next month. Yeah, and 8 games between now and Christmas, mate, which, is a hell of a lot of games. He was also in Back to the Future series. He was, mate. He was. Yes, JP. Our 11 has a few players who tend to pick up a few injuries over the season. None have reliable replacements on the bench. Either our bench with, you've got a Bono who picks up injuries. Cresswell every now and then gets a little bit of an ankle twinge. You've got Antonio picks up injuries. So, there are a few, mate. The ball keeps banging on about 66 capacity. But what's the point if you don't spend? That's it, mate. You've got to get them 66 in there. Antonio was picked for England, but never played because of injury. And his parents, that's how he qualifies. He did get picked for England, though, didn't he? I remember he got picked before. Odebeko needs to put himself about when the manager is watching. It's all about his round game, running back and helping defensive duties. Opiflex was outstanding with that. I don't know whether JP's still in. JP, if you're about, mate, and you want to come on for last 10 minutes of the show, that'd be nice to have you on, mate, if you are about. Agreed. I have said it in the past when they got the go-ahead up to 62.5 thousand. I agree, mate. Back to Duncan again, the man who always says, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. We've had consistently like 50 people. Went up to about 65, 70 at one point watching. So, good numbers for us. But yeah, if you're still in the chat, mate, and you want to come on, be nice to have you on, mate. Give you a couple of minutes. Just check whether you are still in there. Yep. Here we go. There you go, JP, mate. I've just put it in the chat. I don't care. There you go. Come on, mate. Be nice to have you on. Get your thoughts ahead of the Leicester game. So we're just waiting for him to go. So we'll get JP on. So someone's just commented on one of my videos there. Till that's Declan Rice. Yeah, don't talk, do it, Sullivan. And international citizenship qualification is a joke. Yeah. Technically, if I was a footballer, I could actually play for France. My granddad was French. So, technically, I would be able to play for France if I wanted to. I could have won 2 World Cups in my lifetime. Obviously, he's saying about, obviously, the Irish thing, I believe that's what he's going on about. Give me a few minutes. I need to switch on my PC at home. Just had a quick that gonna have to catch up with what I missed. No worries, mate. A shame that little Jake came on as well. I ain't spoke to little Jake for a while as well. Would have been good to get him on today. Shindig, I really can't understand how the Republic of Ireland fans feel. Yeah, we've seen it happen. But the thing is, mate, as soon as you play for England, price goes up. You can demand more wages because as much as you know, it's a bit naughty what he did. If Declan Rice carried on playing for Ireland, he's not going to the Euros, or he goes to the Euros, but listen, he ain't getting nowhere near the finals. With England, he becomes one of England's main men, future England captain, in my opinion, as well. His price goes skyrocketing, and he can demand whatever he wants, wages-wise, when he goes to another club. Just heard that Dennis Law has got mixed dementia. Who do you think will be Hammer of the Year this year? Look, I'm going with Bowen. Listen, if Ben Rama carries on the way he's playing, mate, he's got a massive chance. But will it be a case of he won't play many games, but the romantic in me, and I know that's hard to imagine, surely you got to give it to Mark Noble. Surely. You know, last ever season, you have to. As a romantic, you have to vote for Mark Noble, no? Surely. You've got to give Mark Noble it just so he can take that home and, you know, have that as his last thing. Surely. If I was a footballer, I could have played for the builders of Stonehenge. Do these players have no allegiance to their country of birth? Doesn't look that way, mate. Antonio, for your Hammer of the Year. Duncan says Fornells. Between Bowen and Fornells. Ariola, if he gets in. And Fornells for Hammer of the Year. Yeah, definitely. There's a few, mate. Create a Mark Noble award. Yes. What about that? Hammer of the Year shindig. Our Hammer of the Year hasn't signed for us yet. Yeah, who's that then? Hammer of the Year at Wilbeck's. Apologies. Players are becoming greedy over wage demands. I agree. Clubs must control the accounts. Just look at the European clubs. Billions in debt. Yeah, Barcelona are absolutely in bits, and Juventus. And that's why they wanted to wrote the Super League. There's a way of bringing in a player wage cap that doesn't directly affect the player as such. Is more of a wage cap as a whole, so that a team, you know, they can only spend, I don't know, 100 million on wages, or a certain percentage of their income on wages. That way is a way of doing a wage cap, so that, you know, you have to keep within a wage structure. You can't all of a sudden just blow your wage structure out of a thing. La Liga have done it. I'd like to see it brought into the Premier League. It would take a few years, you know, for it to come into fruition, because there are some players on ridiculous wages, you know, like Pogba. But I love Kevin De Bruyne, but I believe he's on like 400 grand a week as well. Good question from Andy in a minute, and I know the answer. I know the answer's there. There's about 3 or 4, Andy, but I will give you that one in a minute. When will we get the top left back signed and move Fornells into his number 10 role? We will see how good he really is. It's a valid point, mate. The NBA does it, and it works perfectly. Andy Miles, what's the best goal you've ever seen score against West Ham? There's about 3 or 4. There's about 3 or 4 that I always say, because this question gets asked to me quite a lot in school. Rooney's halfway line is, you know, that was just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. That was David Beckham's chip against David James was just absolutely outrageous. Like, just the technique was just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. That is one of the best goals I've ever seen, David Beckham. Trying to think, just going for a couple more. Yeah, I would say the best one I've ever seen, though, and go and look it up. Sadly, it was the year we got relegated, was Thierry Henry, where he spun the defender and he just released this absolute rocket past, I believe it was Xhaka Isdop in goal. Just unbelievable strike. Unbelievable strike. It was the first home game of the season that year we got relegated. And we actually went 1-0 up in that game. And then Canute missed a penalty. How different it could have been if we would have won that game. But yeah, that goal, Henry, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, the Bale goal as well, mate. Bale. What a goal that was as well. Yeah, people just mentioning Bale there. I tried that, Luke. Look at City, they got away with it. We have got more chance of signing Giuramino before he gets put down. Gerrard in the final because it took the trophy. But that's not live, though. We're saying best goal live. Best goal live. Or was you at the final? You might have been at the final. My goal would be Rooney from the halfway line. Everton, yeah, he's done it twice against us, remember? The Everton goal and the Manchester United halfway goal. Gerrard, FA Cup final, and Bale winner on the Bobby Moore night. Berbatov goal from beside. Oh, that was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous goal. I remember the Henry one. David James, Luke. 2-2, Cole scored the first. Yeah, it was just ridiculous, mate. It's one of the best goals I've ever seen against West Ham. Just pure technique, power, and accuracy. The shot is just ridiculous. Ian Dowie's own goal against Stockport. Oh, and Shindig was there. Sorry, mate. I do apologise. I don't know what PC JP's got, but I'll tell you what, it's taking his time loading up. I think he must be doing it, like turning it up, like winding it up, or I'm going to have to put some money in the meter for him or something. Sanchez. 2 Cantona goals against us. And I had to drive back to Bolton into. Do you remember JJ Okocha's goal against us as well? Oh, the one that more or less relegated us. What a goal that was. Jesus Christ. That was absolute worldy, that was. Come on, JP. Right. Come on, JP, because Russie's going to be doing his show in a minute and I'm going to lose all my viewers. I don't want to be going on when the big man Russ is on. Like he'll take all my viewers away in a minute. Come on. Give him a couple more minutes. What about old Sean Lockno? That was sad news yesterday. What a legend he is. What a funny man. So real gutting news that was. We were quite sad with that. Real funny man. And he's wrote for some of my favourite comedians as well. Like I used to love Lee Evans back in the day when I was younger. And whether you guys remember Mark Lamar as well. We used to write for Mark Lamar as well. And I absolutely love Mark Lamar. So, yeah, Sean Locke used to write for Mark Lamar. So it's a shame that he went yesterday. Yes, JP. Nice to see you, mate.
Hello.
Good to see you, mate. So, Newcastle, let's start with that, mate. What a game. What a performance.
Yeah. Still can't get over it, man, to be honest with you. Really can't. First time in, 3 years we beat Newcastle away, especially coming behind twice as well, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable result. And, dodgy defending, you can say, from both sides, of course. But, yeah, an interesting turn of events, that's for sure. As it must have been, for a neutral, that must have been an unbelievably good game. Really
man.
Good.
Yeah, definitely. How good is that St. Maximin? I tell you what, I'd love West Ham to go and buy him. What a player!
I was talking to a friend of mine about this early this morning. He's literally has the game of the season against us every single season. So yeah, snap him up, definitely.
They're saying 70-odd million though, aren't they? I wouldn't pay 70 for him. Wouldn't pay 70.
Nah. Well, mate, I wouldn't pay half of the prices that all these players are being touted around for, to be fair. But yeah, just we need something. We desperately, not to echo what James was saying earlier, man, but you and I have said it quite a few times, even before we sold Allaire I think I was talking to you in December, I was saying we need at least 2 strikers even with him.
Yeah, I know. We've been saying it a long time. Thing is, my mood goes like that with it. I'll have a nice video where I'm happy and calm, and then I have this raging video where my brain just gets more and more wound up about it. You have to think what my mood's going to be in 2 weeks' time if we don't sign.
Mate. As a lot of the guys have been saying in the chat, and quite rightly so, Monday night we will be behind the team 100%. But you're absolutely right. What you were saying earlier, mate, is it's all going to be aimed at the board. I genuinely do think that there's going to be a lot of people singing "Spend Some Money." I really do, because at the end of the day, it's literally where are we? It's literally 8 days from that game where we need to. If it's not sung on Friday. Sorry, on Monday. It will be sang on Saturday when we're playing Palace. It's going to happen. You know, it's going to happen.
The thing, it's such a shame if we don't, because I'm going to use a teacher word here. We're on the cusp of something so good. You know what I mean? We're on the cusp of something so good.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And it's just, and that's the irritating thing about it, is the fact that we're going into the Europa League with a threadbare squad at best. Potentially, as you said, not just today, but a few of the videos you've done recently as well on the broadcast, is losing Antonio, losing our own centre forward. Either he's going to be hamstring strain conveniently before those fixtures come out, or so he doesn't go, or will be on the bench for most of them. But at the same point, we need 2 or 3 backup plans.
What do you make of this Oko Flex bloke though? He looks all right, doesn't he? Looks tidy.
From the highlights we've seen,
I don't know whether he's ready yet, but
well, you're never ready until you tried, are you? Really, to be fair. But you know, obviously, I saw the extended highlights of the 6-1 under-23s against Arsenal, and you know, loads of those guys look. I mean, Coventry looks ready. You know, it has done for the last couple of seasons. Oko Flex, yeah, I can see why everyone's raving about him, but we'll never know until we actually give him a go.
I think they will get a chance in Europa League, though. I do.
I think 100%.
I think Oko Flex, you're going to see a bit more. I like how direct he is. That's what I like. He just wants to go forward all the time. Very direct with the ball.
And that's exactly what we need with a centre forward up front, is the fact that we need somebody that's going to try and poach the ball the way that he does as well, for that matter. So, but I'm more concerned about what we're going to do in the next 11 days.
So Leicester on Monday night, mate. I asked all 3 the same question. So who do you like, mate? Who do you like for Leicester? It's hard to not. You may as well say who you don't like, because there's so many. I like nearly their whole 11, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk about it in my preview that comes out at 8 o'clock tonight. So watch that, guys. By the way.
Yeah,
but a lot of them scare me. You know, we've got the Turkish Andy Carroll that we need to try and beat. As well, for that matter. I mean, obviously, just like, you know, Tielemans,
good player.
You know, very, very, very good player. You know, and Ndidi as well. And we get to see, we potentially could see all that fuss about that striker that we were linked with. Can't remember his name now for the minute, but Daka. Daka. Personally, Luke, as you remember, I think the last time we talked about it as well was, you know, how much I've been raving about Damari Gray, and seeing him going to Everton for $1.5 million. That got my back up. I would absolutely love him for West Ham. I've been saying it ever since he made his debut against Leicester. Very, very tidy player. When we come up against Everton, he's going to cause us trouble.
Yeah,
he really is going to cause us trouble.
Well,
but having said that, though, as I say, in terms of the current Leicester squad, I would easily have 7 or 8 of those guys in there.
Oh, mate,
really
would. You're thinking on the bench as well, like someone who loves scoring against us, Iheanacho, mate.
Yeah,
Iheanacho absolutely loves scoring against us.
Again, a striker, centre forward, I should say, that we were linked with when he was about to leave Man City on loan. Really come into his own over the last couple of seasons, which again everybody was predicting. So, I mean, it's all ifs and maybes and buts.
That's
and stuff.
On that, then, do you think that Origi could do that for us?
I like him. I think he's a tidy player. Will he fit into the Moyes matrix? Yes and no. There's arguments to both sides. Of course, mate, at the end of the day, we're desperate for centre forwards. I'll take anyone half decent, and Origi is. So, but again, we'll have to wait and see. But I genuinely think he could do something. I really do.
I do, mate. I do. What about changes for West Ham? You know, a lot of people are saying Diop for Dawson. What do you think?
I can see it, but
3 at the back, maybe go to the 5 again. But then who comes out? That's a tough one.
Again, exactly. Yeah, I mean, with Leicester, they play a 4-2-3-1, and they did most of last season. They certainly did against against Wolves as well. So personally, I wouldn't change it. I know Dawson's been shaky, but at the same point, mate, the defence was leggy for most of the first half anyway. It wasn't just him. You know, there's like we're saying about the Wilson's goal. You know, if more people helped out Declan Rice to break up what St. Maximin were doing, we weren't conceding that. Right, Creswell and Ogbonna pretty much watched the ball go over him. That was my issue with it. But as I said, I wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't. I'd love if we had more depth. Then yeah, I'd say here, there, and everywhere. But I know people are criticising Dawson, but it's one game. It's one game. Do you know what I mean?
He's got enough points in the bag. He went a bit off the board, didn't he, towards the end of last season? But he's got enough points in the bag.
Absolutely.
He's still a decent bloody centre back in there. Do you know what I mean?
If we get Zuma in, Dawson's third or fourth choice, isn't he?
And rightly so. So. He becomes the Balbuena, doesn't he? The one that is the tough old geezer that comes in every now and then. What do you think the score's going to be then, mate? Without spoiling your preview.
Well, I haven't done the score on that 'cause I'm not confident at all. Well, for the Newcastle preview, I said I'd be happy with a 2-2. So,
I said 2.
But with Leicester, our home form with them over the last 6 games, we've only won 1 out of the last 6 times we've played them at home. It's not looking good. But this technically is a more hungry, thirstier West Ham side. So I've got to agree with pretty much what everyone's been saying previously: 2-1 or 3-1. Which way round is another matter. Which way round that's going to be is another matter. But
it's scoring first, I think, as well. I think scoring first is quite important in this game. I think it's very, very important.
Yeah, it's just the fact that England struggled in when we played Denmark. How are we going to score against Michael is a bloody difficult goalkeeper to get past.
Fantastic goal. So the Europa League, mate, as I asked for everyone else. Who do you want, mate, next week? I will do a live show next week, so that'd be nice to get some reactions next week.
Well, I'll be doing the draw live as it happens from 12 o'clock. So, again, tune in, guys. Luke, you're more than welcome to pop on, mate, if you can.
Yeah, mate. I'll see what days this is working.
That old excuse, I see. Okay. But yeah, no, it was. I really don't care. It'd be nice to get Marseille with the whole romanticism behind it and stuff, but I don't care. I don't care if we get Celtic or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Rangers and Celtic both qualified, didn't they?
Yeah, as it stands at the minute, if I remember correctly, we could potentially, depending on what happens, we could be playing Genk as well, for that matter, depending on how they finish up with their Champions League games. Yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. At the end of the day, it's European football. We haven't seen it for 5 years, so it doesn't matter.
What did you make of the deal that the club released? £60 for 3 games? I thought it was good.
It depends on your banding. It depends on your banding. Mine was 85 for 3, which is still not bad. It's £28 a ticket.
Yeah,
I agree with what a lot of people...
Considering they don't know who the teams are.
Exactly.
I think someone like Lazio, the Marseille game, they could have gone bosh. The prices could have gone right up.
They could. I do agree with what a lot of people were saying over the last 24 hours or so, that they should really be rewarding season ticket holders with a bit more of a discount. I mean, it says in the banding that it's £30 match day ticket. I'm paying 28. It's not really
season tickets. You used to get the first 2 rounds of the cup, mate, back in the day.
Absolutely, long time ago.
Yeah, FA Cup and Carling Cup. You used to get back in the day.
So I mean, I set myself up for the automatic home cup draw, so I hope I'm not being charged twice. I wouldn't put it past them. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past them. But I generally think that the higher the band tier you are, the better deal you get. Because obviously the price is the cheapest, so therefore you get a better deal. I mean, like you said, £60. I'll snap your hands off for 20 quid a ticket.
Yeah,
but
definitely. an
extra £8 each way. It's not, for me personally, it's not come at the right time. But at the end of the day, I had to do it. I mean, this is probably going to be the only qualifying round we're going to see for a long time. So why not?
No, mate. Last couple of questions for you, mate, on the Pi Capital stuff, actually, now. So I have got to wrap this up in a minute, because I know Russ is probably live now. Pi Capital, mate, what did you make of that absolute car crash of an interview? I think only Prince Andrew's interview comes close to that recently, or R. Kelly, someone like that.
The worst car crash since Bob Dylan's one back in the 70s. But all joking aside, I was actually going to say Mark Bolan then, but that's a little bit too harsh. But I've never really been a supporter of Pi Capital. I've always been. I was happy with the first announcement, because it just shows to the world how much of a shitehawk David Sullivan is. But I've never really said this will be good for West Ham. I said it'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I did my reaction video, and as I said, thank you very much for putting that audio clip up, mate. I didn't know about it until I saw your video, because I don't listen to TalkSport. They're shitheads.
Yeah, mate,
I really hate them.
I only got lucky. I got lucky. I was doing a live stream, and someone went, "Oh, he's going to be on at 12:30." So I cut my stream and then listened to it live.
But I mean, I can't stand Simon Jordan. But as the old adage goes, the enemy of your enemy is your friend, and he absolutely tore
Ripped into pieces, mate. Absolutely ripped into pieces.
It was just we've got a current set of property developers wanting not to sell to current set of property developers. So I hate to say it, but I have to agree with David Sullivan on this point, mate.
I do, mate. I think it's fair.
But having said that, hopefully now things will start quieting down, because if they want to do it professionally, as Simon Jordan said, do it in the background. Don't do it on live on air. And also, for that matter, what Jim White, I don't know if you noticed it, but Jim White said, I've been reliably informed that the debt is 125 million. Well, you saw in the chat earlier, I put up the accounts of the last two seasons. The 1920 season, £232 million loss. How are we 125 million pound in debt with that amount? And then for the 18-19 season as well, 162 million. We are in a financial mess, and there's no way. This is one of the reasons why David Sullivan's asking for so much money. So, because normally when takeovers happen, exactly, clears the debt off, and this is why he's asking for so much money, and it's just never going to happen. And this is the real, unless we get an oil baron in or something. It's just, we're stuck with these guys for at least another 2 years.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Right, I'll leave it there for you, mate. Go and check out JP's preview at 8:00. Subscribe to his channel. Always a good guy, really good guy. Like me, reads every single comment out. That's sort of where I got my inspiration from him. See, I like reading out all the comments as well.
You liar, because you've been doing this for longer than me. So not
the live streams. Not the live streams. We only started doing live podcasts from about a year ago. We used to record the podcasts, but yeah. Thanks, JP, mate. Take it easy. Enjoy the game on Monday night, and hopefully get to speak to you again next week as well.
Be nice to, mate. Definitely.
Take it easy, mate. See you later on. Okay, right. So let's finish off these comments. I've still got the Ian Dowie mask. Away to Reading was 6 goals. How do clubs survive being millions in debt? When I get a letter from it's true, mate. It's true. Any other business would get wrapped up, wouldn't it? Is that Halloween, Duncan? JP in the building. Brilliant from Rice at Newcastle. Sorry, I didn't ask him, Andy. I do apologise. I want us to buy a St. Maximin Trail. Can you imagine? Pace and power up front if you had them three? That would be absolutely terrifying. I like Sean Locke. So good. Do what a great song. Any protest in the ground and we will lose, and I will never support any damn group again. I've just got an email about winning the signed West Ham shirt for the Foo Fighters, who are playing the London Stadium next June. Really? You've got a signed West Ham shirt? Go on, mate. For the group. We could sing, spend some money, GSB, spend some money, GSB. Acid, would do Cresswell no favours having one of them in front of him? Look, I think there could be an Irish striking duo with Odebeku and Oki Flex. Plus Coventry. Neves, for me, looks pretty a much better prospect than Oki Flex. Yeah, I've heard that he's meant to be really, really good as well. Oki Flex was born in Dublin. It's nice, full stop, to have youngsters coming through. Neves looks very promising, but I can see Oki Flex coming in soon, maybe. He is a proud Irishman at J7. Jake's in the room. Shindig, unlike Rice. An actual real-life Irishman. Totally agree with JP. If Traore had his shooting boots on at Leicester, they would have lost. Yep, 100%. I did watch the highlights. Outside the ground, protest if you want. Support the team only in the ground. You can then protest after the match outside. The team comes first. It certainly does. Loads of people agreeing there. Dawson is too slow, Bonner, and has far too many mistakes in him. Celtic were in the Champions League and lost. Celtic are in the Europa. I believe so, mate. I believe if you lose that qualifying round, you automatically go into that. If Oggy is properly fit, Dawson or Dealt will be okay. I fancy starting with a back three with Arthur rather than Fornells. We played Celtic, and 2 days later they lost in the Champions League qualifier. How did they end up in Europa? It's just the way it is, mate. Sadly, why get in a team? Why get the team into Europe with a big season and be very slow on building a team up? That's what I'm saying, mate. Cusp of something really, really good, and then you don't build on it. It's stupid rule, to be honest, that Celtic just dropped straight into Europa League. It's similar to us, really, that if we finish third in our group in the Europa League, I believe we go straight into the Europa League conference. Warrior, 1895, very slow. It's been, I can't even say that word. Jordan never asked Pye how Pye planned to control the stadium off the London Mayor. No, he didn't. Okay. It's Jake. Jake, are you still in the chat, mate? If you're still in the chat, mate, just drop a little comment in. And if you want to come on quickly, because I'll wrap it up. I'm not going on for too much longer. This show's an hour and a half. Hi, guys. Went to the game on Sunday. What an atmosphere. And looking forward to Monday under the lights, which I think will be rocking like the night we beat Chelsea. Could do, mate. If we win, it's going to be a great atmosphere. We'll be absolutely flying, 6 points down, third, it'll be 30 odd to go. And that's all I always think about. At these early games, I just think about get to them 40 points, and then whatever comes after that is an absolute bonus. But yeah, I think, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there because that is a bloody long show. But got to say, as I say, read out every single comment. Hit the like button if you can, guys. Tell your friends. Get subscribing. Let's get us up to 4K. Really enjoyed the show. Big thank you to JP. Big thank you to Andy. Big thank you to James as well. I'll try and clip those little videos together so you get an individual video. Hopefully I can do that if I get the time later on. Yeah, big thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Really enjoyed it. And if we win, of course, if we win. What a chance do Pye have to take over when they cannot do the deal for tickets outside? Cheers, Luke. Appreciate that. Yep, that is it, guys. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. Come on, you irons. Thank you so much. Enjoy the game. I'll be back on Saturday or Sunday with Paul to do the podcast. Big thank you to Words and Pictures as well. Big thank you to everybody. I'm even going to type a thank you in the chat to prove it's me. Look, thank you, everyone. From Luke. There you go, look. Just to prove it, it's me. There you go, look. I typed that for everyone. Thank you so much. Anyway, guys, I've got to go because this is an hour and a half. Absolute epic. I feel like I'm a TalkSport host now. Like doing a proper a session, like a drive time radio station. Yeah, take it easy. Let's go.